Hello, good afternoon. This is Lain with Positivity. Can't believe it's episode 9 already. So I feel pretty awesome about that. So what are you guys drinking? I have kind of a boring teacup today, but it's still beautiful. It has gold rim on it. Don't remember Japan. So it's an import of Japan. But I'm drinking lemon ginger tea right now by Stash. Actually, I usually don't like lemon tea, but I had some of this last night. I'm like, oh, this tastes really nice. Especially if you would have like a sore throat or anything like that. And they always tell you to drink like lemon in your tea if you want to kind of bring out certain notes in it. I don't know. I never usually put anything in my tea, so this one's good. Make sure if you're watching to make a comment so I can see you, so I can have a little bit of a communication with you, because I'd love to hear what you're drinking. Hi, Chris. Love you. What are you drinking? What are you grateful for? Today, I'm actually grateful for my new yoga practice that I just started. So I'm doing at least 24 Surya Namaskars a day. So for you not yogi people and out there, so that's like sun salutation. So it's basically just like a sequence of poses. And usually I would do maybe 2 or 3 every so often, but I've been trying to really get more into my asana practice because I got my deep contemplation down, but just actually getting more active and doing more makes me feel a little bit better, because I've definitely gained some weight since this quarantine started. I think almost 10 pounds actually. So it kind of kicked me in the butt to be like, okay, now that you're actually trained on being a yoga teacher, got to get into that asana mode. Drinking black cherry Pedialyte. Got to get this hydration under it. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better about that. Good way to hydrate. Drink more tea. And then just kind of see. I don't like drinking water either. I'm really bad about drinking water. I even have like an Abso Pure water filtery thing where I can have like 1 cup of hot water if I wanted to. So I've been drinking more tea that way, but I still can't force myself to drink more water. And even like all the diets I've ever been on, I've always told myself I got to do eight cups. Hi, Laura. 8 cups of water a day. That's hard, especially if you're not used to drinking water. It's torture, like literal torture. And it's horrible because I really don't drink much of anything other than coffee and tea. And at least I'm trying to get more tea in there, because coffee just makes my stomach start to hurt if I drink too much, and then acid reflux. So I'm trying to get away from that. Mm. Oh, there's more people. Hi, Mr. Dean. I can't call you Meg. It still feels weird. I grew up with her as one of the parents of our elementary school, so you're always going to be Mrs. Dean to me. I'm sorry. What are you guys drinking? What are you grateful for? Like I said, I'm just grateful to get more into a physical yoga practice. Super excited about that, and I'm actually integrating it into one of my classes that I'm teaching. So we started with technically 16 Surya Namaskars, and then each week we're going to add another 8. So eventually we'll get to 108 in, I think it's the end of June, if I did my calculations correct. So hopefully, like, my guns are going to be awesome by then, because it's a lot of like pushing up and down dogs, and yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I should get myself in shape in 2 months' time. So sweet. Okay, so I figured what I would talk about today is for tomorrow, because tomorrow is Earth Day, and it's kind of, hi, babe, Jack. Sorry, hi. So basically, I just wanted to talk about things we can do for Earth Day. And tomorrow is especially important because it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. It's also the first in quarantine, so that's exciting. It's also on a new moon, which is pretty cool. And it's especially important to me because it's my graduation day for my yoga teacher training, so I'm pretty excited about that. So it's a big day for me. Hi, Robin. What are you drinking? What are you grateful for? I love you guys. I love you. Okay, so for Earth Day, I figure I could kind of talk about different things that you could do to ring it in. Um, Plant a tree. That's actually not something I can do because I don't plan on going and getting a tree to plant, but I have a bunch of acorns everywhere, so I could always plant those, like crack them open somehow and try and plant them. But that's always one of those tried and true things to do on Earth Day is just planting something and then seeing how it grows in the next year or so. Oh, lunch hour, good. Ruled by the moon. We are all ruled by the moon, unfortunately, sometimes, especially as women. That feminine energy, the tides, super awesome. And I actually just started, after I talk about Earth Day, I want to talk about the moon and what my new moon rituals will be this time around. Because I actually, for my birthday, Jackie got me a Lunarly box. I don't know if you guys know that. It's sort of like that FabFitFun boxes where you get one a month and it has like cute little like a crystal or a plant, but super excited about it. So I was like, oh, I should start doing like a moon ritual because I've been slowly like reminding myself, oh, it's a new moon today. Oh, today's a full moon. So I've been more conscious of it, but not necessarily doing much about it. So, crap. Okay, so another thing you could do for Earth Day is to go meatless on that day. Just to, I mean, I've been vegetarian on and off for the last couple of years. It's harder to do in quarantine, let me tell you. And also, if your family doesn't want to partake in vegetarianism, it's also hard. But, we'll get there eventually. So another thing, especially, if we eat less meat, if we consume less meat, it's less CO2 emissions because the cows fart and then that's what happens. So yeah, going meatless, taking a walk or riding a bike instead of obviously using your car, your vehicle. It's a little different in quarantine just because a lot of us don't have to drive anywhere to work or anything, but just having that, walking in nature, feeling like you're a part, you're connected, is a good thing to do tomorrow. Switch all bills to paperless. I thought that was a cool thought. I think all of mine are, except for one, because I switched over to when we moved, and I just haven't had the time to switch it over to paperless. So I think that's a really cool idea to be like, you know what? In this age of technology, you don't need bills coming to you. And also planning on, because I still use checks sometimes. I really don't need to. It's just I don't know, I'm lazy and I hate like the automated payment stuff. So I usually I'll just write a check and send it, which really it takes more time and more money. It just doesn't make sense. So that'll be one of mine, to just stop sending checks when you could go online or call or whatever. Okay, and then start a compost heap. That's a big one. Hi, Tiff. Love you. So starting a compost heap in your garden. We haven't started on any garden yet. We have a lot of plans to, but we just haven't. It snowed this morning. I don't know about you guys in Michigan. If it snowed, it literally, I think it was almost half an inch of accumulation, and it took a couple hours for the sun to dry it out. It doesn't look like it's accumulated anymore, but it's on and off flurrying here. So it's kind of hard to start your garden when it's still frosting, but it's always a thought that counts. But you can always start your compost heap because that's less garbage going into the trash as well. So I definitely have been trying to eat more vegetables and more fresh food. So that's something that we can do. Also, since I'm on a septic system, I can't I don't have a disposal, so I can't do that anyway. So you might as well just start doing that. And then picking up trash in your neighborhood. Before, like, I was looking online of stuff to do for Earth Day, and it was like, go to the beach and do like a beach pickup, but not everybody has a beach on hand. So I figure, we could go and walk around our neighborhoods and do it that way, and also just our own lawns with all the wind. It's super windy here, constantly getting trash just flown in from everywhere else, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. You could do that. It's cold, but no snow for lower Michigan, so that's good to know. But I hear a lot of people are having issues with that. Hopefully it stops snowing, whatever. But okay, so that's some cool thoughts to do in Earth Day, and just to be in nature, to feel some sort of kinship. Basically just sit under a tree, kind of feel, all of the energy around you, and just be grateful for the trees that gives you oxygen, and all the plants and animals around you. That's what I would love to do tomorrow, and that's what I'm planning on. So tomorrow is a new moon. So basically kind of a reset button for everybody. So starting of new beginnings, a renewal, because it's a constantly new cycle of the moon cycle. So I've been trying to be very conscious of when the new moon comes and when the full moon comes, because it's definitely, you feel the energy of the moon a lot more at that time. So a new thing, you could start a new project, start a new routine, just kind of using it as that reset button instead of like waiting till the beginning of the year or something like that. Just every month you can kind of shift the way that you're doing things and start something fresh. I've been trying to be better with recycling. Definitely, what stinks living up here, it's a pain in the butt to recycle. We actually have a dumpster that we have to use with waste management, and it's so frustrating that there's not a lot of recycling resources in rural areas. I used to love having my recycle bin. I actually had two when I lived in East Point, and I just felt so much better because like all the cardboard and stuff like that it was just being thrown away. It was sad. For the new moon, it's time to let go also of anything that no longer serves you. Just any, like a situation, a relationship. Robin comes out full moon. Hi, Rachel. Yeah, so just letting go of stuff that just, you don't need any more people, relationships. It's going to be a little harder because you might be living with them, but just certain rituals that you've been doing that just might not make sense to you anymore. Just let it go. Like, just be like, okay, it's brand new lunar calendar month. I don't need you anymore. I'm going to do this instead. So kind of obviously making sure that you're adding something positive to your life, pretty much. Create an intention for that moon cycle. So if you want to create something like, okay, this cycle, I'm going to try to be positive. I'm going to keep a positive attitude about things, or, like, I'm going to find peace. I'm going to start a new yoga practice, or start saying the rosary every night, or, something that connects to you, that is personal to you, that could always start as a new practice, a new ritual that you start. I'd assist in letting it go, and it. Yeah, so new moon's awesome if you had a heartbreak in the last moon cycle, of letting that go. Because, dwelling in any negative feelings, of holding on to things that basically are not in your life anymore, but you're still kind of feeling like repercussions of past relationships, ended relationships, things like that. just use it as that day of just being like, okay, I was holding on to this. I was grieving this past, situation that I was in, but now I'm just going to let it go. It served its purpose for what I had it, but now I don't need it anymore, and I'm going to start anew. So just constantly, that's a good intention to have. This quarantine is helping with letting go. Yeah. So having a new moon in quarantine, you could always feel stagnant because you're stuck in one place. So just using it as a symbolic restart to be like, okay, yeah, before this new moon, I was chowing down on Doritos all day and watching Netflix, and that's all I did. That's fine. But let's say you wanted to do something different. So it's again another restart of like, okay, I can do something different. I can start using this new energy that comes from the new moon to begin fresh. Like I'm recalibrating and figuring out what is really important to me. Yes. I think especially for me, it's been eye-opening that everything is so fragile and everything is so, it can go in a flash. It's really quick. Even especially watching my daughter grow up, it's insane how fast that goes. So it's like being stuck and cooped in your quarantine. You start to feel, okay, does this make sense to me anymore? Do I need to move on? Does this person matter? Like if they're not responding to me, if they're not keeping in touch with me, this is the time you probably might lose some friendships as well, because, if they're not making the effort to talk to you and see you because you can't, physically see each other, maybe it's time to let it go. I don't know. So again, creating your intention, just making it, a priority to say, okay, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to stay positive, stay blah, blah, blah. You can basically start a new intention tomorrow. If you feel called to, just smudge with a sacred smoke. So a lot of people use cedar, they use sage, sweetgrass. Even if you want to, if you're not inclined that way, praying over your home, because that is something that you can kind of hold a lot of negative energy. So just, maybe going to each corner and either using that sacred smoke or saying a prayer and saying, okay, let's release any negative that we have and move forward. I'm releasing, I'm cleansing. So that's a big one. And even if it's like, if you don't have sage or something like that, even like going outside, if you have some pine needles, you can burn those. So anything that has that kind of smokiness. Running a bath on a new moon is a big one that I've actually been wanting to try. So using, certain salts, Epsom salts, even just your bath balls, that kind of thing. Essential oils, make it nice for yourself with candles, things like that. To basically just soak and just feel that, like, sort of that ritual of starting over and just kind of letting all your worries flow off and let it go, kind of thing. If you're into crystals, which I don't really know a lot about crystals, so I can't say too much about them, but they say that, you can put your crystals out and it kind of gains the energy from both of the very, because obviously the moon cycle kind of comes and goes. So like the most potent times are new and full. So you can lay them out in that new moon light, even though there's not an actual beam coming on. Supposedly there's more energy going around. So I thought that those were really cool. So it's a big day tomorrow. It's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. It's a new moon. It's in quarantine, so it's really cool. Like you can make something special for your kids. Just get everybody in on it that like, hey, this is a fresh start. And this is the time that we can figure out what's priority, what we want to do moving forward. What's nice about it is there's not a lot of stress about it because there's a new moon next month too. So if you don't stick to it, No worries. You don't have to wait a whole year till the next Lent or the next, New Year's. You can always just start again, because it's not, you shouldn't beat yourself up, especially now, because there is no point in putting more stress on yourself and anxiety that's already probably there because of the situation of the world right now. Okay. Anyone else grateful for anything if you want to add? And if you want to comment on what you're planning on doing for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am actually going to be a part of a graduation-esque ceremony for my yoga training. So I'm going to be doing a yoga with my yoga teacher, Lisa, around 7 o'clock. And then I'm going to have my lunar party, which is a Zoom party, if you guys want to attend. So I'm not going to broadcast it on Facebook or anything, but just bring, your wine or your tea or anything, and just kind of cheers to the moon. Cheers to a new month, new energy, and new intention. So meet me there. I think I said 9 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. But okay, so we're going to end today with actually some mantra work. So if you have mala beads, if you have a rosary even, you can use them. The mala has 108 beads, so we're going to be chanting for 108 times. You can come and go as you please. If it doesn't, resonate with you, cool. But it's basically just getting your mind in a meditative state. So using mantra is to keep yourself connected to the here and now. So it's just like if you were saying the rosary over and over and over again, there's certain decades there, like that's basically where my background came from. So it's the same thing. They come from the same place, of just keeping your mind in check on the task at hand. So we're going to start doing that. So if you have beads, that's not a big deal. You can always just follow along with me. So we're going to do a real easy mantra to start with, and it's going to be Om Shanti. So Om is basically considered the sound of the universe. So it's like the first sound of the Big Bang. So it's actually not just Om, it's Aum. So it's an entire, couple syllables there, but we're going to be doing it pretty quickly. So it's going to be Om and then Shanti, which means peace. So this mantra is basically to promote peace. So if you don't feel comfortable in using Sanskrit, you can always have your own, just like peace, 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 something like that. So it's like an English word, but we're going to start. If you want to find a comfortable spot, make sure that your spine is straight. We're going to do a couple of just deep breaths before we begin. And then with each bead and each breath, it'll be Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Okay? All right, so before we begin, and then when we end, we're going to do a long Om. So again, spine straight. Inhale, deep. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Deep inhale. Om. Take a couple more deep breaths. That was 108. Didn't feel like it to me. It's a very short mantra, but kept you going because you had to keep track. Jackie reminded me, tonight is a huge meteor shower too. So on the eve of the new moon, it's going to be easier to see because there isn't the light of the moon that's going to deflect from the visual. Here it's supposed to be not cloudy. It's supposed to, I think, start from midnight to 2 a.m. So if you want to, hi Steph, if you want to be there, I might just put an alarm on because I don't think I've ever seen a meteor shower. And when I was supposed to, it was overcast, so you couldn't see anything. So I think that's awesome to start your new moon ritual is to begin with a meteor shower. So it's a big day tomorrow. So feel the energy, soak it up, because there's energy in everything, and just feeling attuned with nature will get you to feel its vibrations, and just you feel more at peace when you're communing with nature. So I hope that this was giving you some good ideas. If you guys do anything, let me know. I want to see, like, if you do stuff with your kids, anything, like soaking in your bubble bath, stuff like that. Let me know. Put it on our Anchorage Retreat Center or just on my personal. I'd love to see it so that I can get ideas. So thank you so much for being with me today. Enjoy the amazing day that's going to be tomorrow for Earth Day and New Moon. And good luck with your new intentions. And I will see you on Friday. Namaste.